Good morning to all. I welcome you all for today's online class. So in previous video we discussed about the position and properties of D block and F block elements. So and also we discussed about the preparation property and uses of potassium dichromate and potassium permanganate. So and also we discussed about the position of lanthanate and actinides in the periodic table. So today I am going to start with unit 5, that is coordination chemistry. So this is the mind map of this lesson. So in this lesson we are going to learn about important terms of coordination chemistry. So and also we are going to discuss about the different types of isomerism. So and also we are going to discuss about the some theories of coordination compounds, that is Werner's theory, so VBT and CFT. So VBT means valence bond theory and CFT means crystal field theory. So at last we are going to learn about the applications of coordination compounds. So next one is introduction. The transition metal have a tendency to form complexes. So why the transition metal form complexes? Because it have the vacant d orbital. So it accepts electrons from the ligands. So for example, chromium 3 chloride hexahydrate. So here hexa means 6. Hydrate means here water molecules. So 6 water molecules are attached with the chromium chloride. So this is the formula for chromium 3 chloride hexahydrate. So the color of that compound may be purple or pale green or dark green in color. So in addition to metals, certain non-metals also forms the coordination compounds but have less tendency than the D block elements. Some biological compounds like hemoglobin, cobalamin, chlorophyll also forms the coordination compounds. Some catalysts like Wilkinson compound, Ziegler-Natta used as a catalyst in industrial process. So this is the structure of the hemoglobin. So in that iron is attached with the 4 nitrogen of histidine group and the oxygen molecule. So this hemoglobin only carries oxygen to all over the body. So it gives red color for the blood. So next this one is the structure of the cobalamin. So in that cobalt present in the center of that compound. So it forms the corrin nucleus. So this corrin nucleus is attached with the benzimidazole nucleosides. So we are calling it as vitamin B12. So its function is for the normal formation of the red blood cells. So next this one is the structure of chlorophyll. So in this chlorophyll magnesium is attached with 4 nitrogen group. The formula for the compound is C55 H72 MgN4O5. So the main function of the chlorophyll is it absorbs energy from the sunlight. So it is responsible for photosynthesis. So next this one is the structure of the Wilkinson catalyst. So this one is the structure of the Wilkinson catalyst. So it is the coordination complex of rhodium. It's a red brown solid. So the common name of that compound is chloridotris triphenyl phosphate rhodium 1. So the formula for that compound is C54 H45 Cl P3RH. So the main use of this Wilkinson catalyst is used to reduce the alkene group. So next this one is the structure of the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. It is a combination of titanium tetrachloride and the triethyl aluminum. So this one is the structure of Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So mainly we are used for the manufacture of polymers. So we are using this compound for polymerization process. So using the Ziegler-Natta catalyst we produce the high and low density polyethylene. So next coordination compound and the double salt. When 2 or more stable compounds in solution are mixed together and allowed to evaporate means, so we are getting the double salt or the coordination compound. For example, if you are mixing the equimolar amount of ferrous sulfate and the ammonium sulfate means we are getting the FAS. So FAS means ferrous ammonium sulfate. So the common name for the compound is Mohs salt. So this is the formula for Mohs salt. So next, when we are mixing that ferrichloride and potassium thiocyanate means, so we are getting the blood red color of the potassium ferrithiocyanate. Thio means here sulfur group. So this is the formula for potassium ferrithiocyanate. So next, the double salt lose their identity and dissociate into their constituent simple ions. So that means, so if you are dissolving that double salt in water means, so all that ions which are present in that, all the ions which are present in that compound becomes dissociated. So for example, if you are dissolving the more salt in water means, so that Fe, SO4, NH4, so all the ions becomes separated, so and gives answer for the individual ions. But when we are dissolving the complex ion in that water means, it will not dissociate into simple ions. For example, so if you are dissolving that potassium ferrithiocyanate in water means, so that a potassium only dissociate from that complex, so the remaining, the ions which are present inside that square bracket will not dissociate. It never dissociate into the simple ions. So that is the difference between the double salt and the complex ion.